Merhaba herkese, ben Gonca. Bugün karşımda TukTuk'la Asya seyahatine çıkan Alman-Türk çift Nici ve Kadir var. Hoş geldiniz Nici ve Kadir.
Selam Gonca.
Selam Gonca.
Seni görmek çok güzel.
Sizi de görmek çok güzel, hoş geldiniz. Bu videoda ne konuşacağız? Nici ve Kadir'in korona sebebiyle yarım kalan seyahatlerini, korona sürecini neden Bali'de geçirmeye karar verdiklerini, Bali yani Endonezya'daki korona sürecinin nasıl geçtiğini, Almanya'daki korona sürecinin nasıl geçtiğini, seyahatlerini nasıl planladıklarını, nasıl bu seyahate çıkmaya karar verdiklerini ve bundan sonra neler yapmak istediklerini konuşacağız. Fakat öncesinde ben size bir de nasıl tanıştık onu anlatayım. Banyuwangi'den Bali'ye giden feribottan indikten sonra Ubud'a gitmek için bir araç bulmaya çalışırken Nici ve Kadir'i görüp taksi paylaşmak isteyip istemediklerini sormuştum. İngilizce tabii ki. Sonra pazarlık yapmaya çalışırken yanındaki Türk arkadaşımla Türkçe konuşmaya başladım. Ondan sonra Kadir de bize Türkçe cevap verdi ve ben gerçekten çok şaşırmıştım. Kadir'in Türk olduğunu hiç anlayamamıştım o anda. Sonrasında biz o yolculuğu beraber yapmaya karar verdik. Pazarlığımızı yaptıktan sonra ve o takside 3-4 saatlik bir yol diye hatırlıyorum, yanlış olmasın. Evet. O 3-4 saatlik yolda sohbet ettik, kaynaştık. Onlar da motor aşığı bir çift. O zaman evli değillerdi. Yıllık tatillerini geçirmek için Bali'ye gelmişlerdi. Taksideki sohbetimizden sonra onlarla tekrardan Lombok'ta buluşmak üzere sözleşip ayrıldık ve sonrasında tekrardan Lombok'ta buluşup bir akşam yemeği yemiştik. Doğru anlattım değil mi?
Evet, doğrudur.
Birazdan konuşmaya başlayacağız ama öncesinde dikkat ettiyseniz bu videonun girişinde bir reklam gördünüz. Çünkü YouTube'dan para kazanmaya başladım ve bununla ilgili de bir video yaptım. Onu şuralarda bir yerde bulabilirsiniz. Lütfen onu da izleyin ve onun gibi de bundan sonra videolar gelecek. Bu yüzden abone olmayı unutmayın. Yorumlara sorularınızı da lütfen bırakın. Yine bundan sonraki videolarda Nici ve Kadir'le yaptığımız gibi ilham veren hikayelere yer vereceğim. Onları da kaçırmamak için abone olmayı unutmayın. Bu videonun devamı ağırlıklı olarak İngilizce olacak. Çünkü Nicky'nin bildiği birkaç Türkçe kelime merhaba ve selam gibi. O yüzden onun da anlayabilmesi ve bize katılabilmesi için bundan sonraki kısımda ağırlıklı olarak İngilizce olacak. Altyazıları ekledim. Lütfen altyazıları açarak onların ilham veren hikayesini dinlemeye devam edin. Hadi başlayalım o zaman. How did you find yourself in Bali quarantine? What happened?
So Gonja, after meeting you guys in Bali last year, we were thinking about making an Asia trip for 1-2 years. And we have married last September and decided to make a small wedding and save the money for our big trip.
Yes, and it only took about 1 year and we had enough money to start with our adventure. And the first destination was Sri Lanka, where we started end of January this year. We rented a tuk-tuk in Colombo, the capital city of Sri Lanka, and we had a really nice trip around the island. It was really exciting, and we have to say it was really comfortable with our own tuk-tuk, traveling and exploring.
Yeah,
And the next destination was India. In India, we wanted to buy a tuk-tuk for 4 to 6 months and travel from South India to northeast part of India and sell the tuk-tuk there again and cross the border to Myanmar.
Yeah, but after 2 weeks in the south of India, we stayed in Kochi and then moved to Goa, and then the Corona pandemic started getting worse and worse. And at this point, we had to decide what to do. So only after a couple of days, we choose that our next decision, will be Bali. And that's how we made the plan to go to Bali.
Okay, I see. So did you consider going back to Germany?
No. Our last station, as I just said, it was Goa. And we heard that India wants to expel the tourists from the country. So we knew we only had like a couple of days left. And we've chosen Bali because we totally fell in love with the country last year when we've been there the first time.
Yeah, and Germany was never an option for us, Gonja. We wanted to continue our journey, and also we had no jobs, no apartment in Germany. And when we go back to Germany, we had to go in quarantine for 14 days, and we go to sleep by our family or by friends, and that was no option for us.
No.
Yeah.
So Bali was definitely be the better option, yeah,
Of course.
to stay.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I can tell from my experience that I had the chance to see Bali on my Asia tour, but I believe our viewers can also understand that by looking the view on your background.
So, do you have any knowledge about the corona pandemic process? What's going on in Germany now?
A little bit, only from our friends and family. And I think Germany started with the lockdown end of March. And so all our friends work from home or work half time, and some friends lost their job.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why we don't want to go back to Germany.
Yeah. And only the necessary shops like supermarkets and pharmacies were open. So all of our friends told us, don't come back to Germany. There is nothing to do at the moment. You have to stay in your apartment. You cannot go out. You cannot meet with friends.
Yeah.
So that was really an easy decision, staying in Asia than going back to Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
And we never regret that so far.
No.
Which is great. Okay, so what's going on there in Bali? What's the situation? What's the corona pandemic situation is there in Bali and whole Indonesia?
Yeah, of course, we already noticed that something is going to change. When we booked our flights from Goa to Bali, we've paid around about 150 euros each for the tickets. And when we came to Bali, we just got a normal visa on arrival for 1 month. And actually everything seemed to be quite normal here. There were only a couple of cases in Jakarta, in the capital city of Java, but none in Bali. And yeah, it took quite a while until the situation in Bali changed a little bit, but it never got worse like the rest of the world. So the big hotels, of course, and the resorts are closed, but smaller shops and smaller restaurants, especially the local ones, are open here in Canggu, where we stay since March now, middle of March, yeah.
Is it not the same lockdown like in Germany? I think it was end of April, the government closed the beaches, the temples and the waterfalls, recommended to stay at home, but is allowed to go out. It's okay when you go out and you go to restaurants. It's not like Germany or like in Europe. It's not a really strong lockdown. And of course, everyone have a mask here, wearing masks, but you know, Asian people wear masks without pandemic. That's last year also. Yeah.
I think that's why they don't get that much numbers.
Yeah, it's not that worse, yeah. And you can really say that you don't really notice the virus in your everyday life, although even here many people lost their jobs, of course. There is a social distancing, and when you go to the supermarkets, you have to wash your hands, of course, you have to wear a mask, but everything is quite normal. So people are still really, really friendly.
Yes.
They are really in a good mood, like always in Bali.
Yeah.
So it's just, normal. Quite normal, feels normal.
Okay, very nice. So how is your one day in Bali right now, and where are you staying?
Of course, we follow the, I would say, rules of the government and try to stay at home most of the time. So there's not much we can do here anyways, because beaches and so are closed. And as the prices, for example, for accommodations have fallen really sharply, we decided to look for a nice villa. Maybe we can share with other people. Yeah, luckily we met a German couple here in Canggu.
Wow.
And we really found an amazing villa for only what we pay 30 euros per
Less
night.
than 30 euros.
30 euros for 4 people, so it's only 15 euros for us together. For a huge villa with huge garden, with a nice pool, and it's really, we have a good time here.
Yeah. And most of the day we stay at home, jumping in the pool or make some yoga, read books,
or meditation.
Yeah, or play card games with our roommates. Yeah.
Okay, it seems really fun. So, but do you have other friends rather than the German couple? Because you were saying that you have visitors coming yesterday when we talked, right?
Now we met the guys here, not old friends from us. We met the guys here for a couple of weeks, They're Germans. They here also like us.
Yeah, they have remote jobs and travel a lot. They've been to China before, and one and one was in Vietnam before, and they also decided to come to Bali. And yeah, luckily we've met them here and shared this nice villa. Yeah.
Okay, so are there many tourists?
Right now, no. It's really less to compare as last year.
I think in March there were like 250,000 tourists leaving Bali only in March.
Only in March, yeah.
So that's quite a huge number, yeah. So the streets are empty, and of course, the beaches are closed, but the restaurants are really empty, and there are no tourists here. Only the expats living here anyway, yeah.
I see. So are you feeling a little bit stressed about it? If you have Corona, can you get the right treatment from Bali? From Indonesian government?
Well, we don't really worry about getting the virus. We try to protect ourselves. We stay at home most of the time. And I think medical healthcare is quite good in Bali, so we don't worry about that at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you have a travel insurance?
Yes, of course we have.
Yeah. Okay. We have a German travel insurance we've made for 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just a normal one.
Okay, but as I remember, as I heard from others, health insurances are not covered coronavirus.
I don't know if we have covered for Corona, but we hope.
Yeah.
We don't have Corona.
Actually, we're not sure about that. But
so I want to ask, how did you decide to go on an Asia tour like this? Why especially in Asia, not South America and other Africa maybe? It's a hard decision. I really wonder.
Actually, it wasn't a really hard decision for us. After our last vacation last year, where we completely fell in love with the country and with the people living here, because they are so super friendly, and we definitely wanted to come back as soon as possible to explore the whole country. Yeah.
We have also met a couple of backpackers, especially like you, and you show us how it's possible to make a low budget trip in Asia. And of course, Asia is more cheaper than US or Canada or South America.
Yeah, that's why we decided to go and spend most of the time in Asia, because the food is cheap, the accommodations are really cheap, the way you can travel is super easy and also really cheap. So we made the decision really only a few weeks after our vacation and started to save as much money as possible. And since we were going to get married in September last year, and we wanted to start a family a few years later, our marriage, so we thought this is actually the right time to explore the world before we settle down, and children. Yeah.
And it should be a perfect honeymoon.
Yeah, this should be a perfect honeymoon.
Yeah. It's really good to hear that we also have a little influence on you. I'm trying to do this YouTube videos to inspire all who need to get in the way. But I hope they will inspire after hearing your story as well, because there are a lot of couples to want to travel, but they have many hesitations. I hope they also get inspired with your story.
When you are a couple, it's more easy to travel, and it's cheaper, of course.
Yeah, you're right. So let me ask, how is your route in this Asia tour?
The actual plan was to travel from Sri Lanka to India, and then we want to go from there to Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, and all the way to Indonesia with tuk-tuk or bus or train. We don't have a detailed route. We just want to go with the flow and decide it day by day where we go.
Of course, we had a couple of destinations where we wanted to go and things. Of course, we wanted to see like sleeping in the desert of India under the starry sky.
Make a motorbike tour in Chiang Mai, Thailand.
But as you can see, making too many plans is not the best way, because things come different anyways. So
you are really correct. And so this is one of the good part of traveling, you don't know much about it, and it makes it perfect, right?
Yes.
An adventure. It's always an adventure when you never know where you go next.
Yeah. As I remember, you both are motorcycle lover. You both know how to drive a motorbike, right?
Yes.
Why did you choose tuk-tuk instead of motorcycle?
It's a good question. Two people with two big backpacks
Huge backpacks.
on one motorbike doesn't work. And two motorbikes was not an option for us. As we wanted to save money, tuk-tuk was the best way because it's more cheaper as a motorbike.
Yeah.
Motorbike are really expensive, and tuk-tuk is really cheap in Asia.
Yeah, it's cheap and it's really comfortable compared with the motorbike where you always have the sun. So when you have a tuk-tuk, you have sun protection, you have a rain protection. Because you have a roof over you, and it's really easy because you just throw your backpacks in the back of the tuk-tuk and go on. So that was really comfortable. And also one point was that it's a little bit more safe compared to a motorbike, and you know the crazy roads in Asia. It's really dangerous.
Yeah, but what about the safety of your backpacks and other things? Is it easy to lock down and tuk-tuk? I have no idea how to travel with a tuk-tuk.
We have some locks where we
chains.
and chains where we can leave the backpacks in the tuk-tuk, but most of the time we have them in our accommodation and just explore with our small day pack. So and this one we carry with us anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any storage? What I mean, the closed storage in the tuk-tuk?
It's not a closed one. It's open.
Yeah, you have a space behind your back seats, and there you can put your baggage and.
Yeah, but you cannot lock it, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we have two chains and lock them with the chains.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
The back of the tuk-tuk is closed, so you cannot see the backpacks when they're behind the seats.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit hidden. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds very adventurous.
It is.
So let's come to the most curious topic: money. How are you financing your travel? Are you rich people? Let me say in Turkish, nereden geliyor bu değirmenin suyu?
Yeah, well, we both had quite good jobs in Berlin. I was IT specialist for server administration. She is our event manager.
Event manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had a good salary, but not the biggest part.
Yeah. Furthermore, we sold a lot of stuff on flea markets or eBay. But we have to say the biggest part was to decide that we make just a small wedding with our family and the closest friends instead of spending a lot of money for a huge wedding like this. Yeah.
Of course, everybody here knows how the Turkish weddings are. It's with 200, 300 guests, and we decided to make a small wedding with only 40 people. And as our family, it's okay for you for support us for our journey, and don't ask for a big wedding, please.
And instead of making presents, so they supported us really a lot. Yeah, and of course we plan to do a work travel or do a couple of projects in turn to get, for example, accommodation or a meal for free. So there are quite a lot of online platforms where you can find small jobs like this. And that's really nice. You can also save a lot of money, for example, with doing couch surfing, and you also have the chance to meet a lot of local people. So that's always a nice idea.
Yeah. And the plan was to travel as long as possible until we run out of the money.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds a plan. Okay, so do you have a daily budget?
Yes, of course we have. Our budget is 20 euro each, but after a couple of weeks, we are already noticed that it's possible to make travel with lower budget. For example, we find accommodation for 5 euro per night together.
Okay, wow.
That's cheap,
Yeah, we had a really, really nice and lovely beach cabana, for example, in Sri Lanka, directly at the beach. So you had sand underneath your feet all the time. And it was really, really nice. And we paid about 10 euro per night.
Yeah.
So €5 each. That's really, really, really cheap.
Yeah.
And we also had a great bamboo beach hut in Goa, in India. Also directly at the beach for €6. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on hotels or resorts. So please, guys, don't go to the big hotels. You will find a lot of lovely places for really, really low budget.
And also the price for food in Asia are very cheap. You know, for example, we was in India, we had dish for 2 person and we spent only less than 50 cents for us, and that's very cheap.
Wow.
When you go to the US or to South America, you pay a lot of money for one dish.
Minimum $10.
Yeah. And that's we decided for Asia.
Yeah,
also,
that was one reason, because it's really cheap.
Yeah.
So you said it's 20 euro each, but you also mentioned that you spend less. How much did you spend for each when you find a day job or couch surfing? Do you have average spending so far?
I think right now we spend between 25-30 euro together per day, maybe less.
Yeah, sometimes less.
Maybe sometimes less, because right now we stay in Bali, and because of Corona, everything is going cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And that's one of the good parts from Corona for us. Because the hotels are cheap, the hostels are cheap.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Nice. I think it won't be like this after Corona because people will gather more and more money. That's what I believe. So you said you can work while traveling as well. And did you find a job so far?
No, unfortunately not. But luckily we've had a chance to make just a small advertising video for an accommodation in Sri Lanka.
Oh, okay.
And we've got one meal for free. So we had a nice dinner at the beach for free.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Make a drone video for this hotel. That was also a little project from us. We wanted to make some nice drone videos, pictures for guest house, for hotels, and make like some promotion videos for the
to save some money on our journey. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's a nice plan. I also did same thing with Workaway. If anyone who is listening asks, there is a platform for this named as workaway.info. So you can buy an account on Workaway and find a job while you are traveling. But I think you already know this, right? As I remember, we talk about it, right?
You show
You
us.
told us.
Yeah,
you told us. Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed everything on my phone.
Okay. So before finishing, I want to ask, do you have any thoughts about what will happen in the near future? When do you think everything will be normal again?
That's a really good question. Unfortunately, no one knows right now.
Our plan is to stay in Bali until national borders reopen again. Hopefully that will be in June or July, so we can continue our journey, at least in Indonesia. Yeah, everything will get back to normal. We, of course, go on with our travel to see the rest of Asia. Yeah, but no one knows if this will happen so soon. So we don't make any long-term plans at the moment. As we've already said, plans will change anyways.
And Indonesia has a lot to offer.
Yeah.
There are so many islands for explore. It's not the worst place to be at the moment, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the best, I think.
Definitely, yes. Yeah.
You make a really good decision, I think. Okay. Well, it seems a really nice plan. I hope everything goes back to normal very soon so that you can travel in Indonesia and you can continue to your Asia tour for 1 or 2 years. I don't know. I hope you can travel as much as you can. As a final question, are you documenting your travel?
Yes, of course. That's my part of our adventure. We have an Instagram account as well as a Facebook page. So just check out our accounts. It's called You, Me, and the TukTuk. And we also were thinking about doing a YouTube account, but that never happened so far. We will see what the future brings. Maybe this is the right time now, and this is our first video, so no one knows.
But you are really good. You are like professional, guys. I think you have to do it. So, Nici and Kadir, thank you very much for accepting my invitation and come and tell about your story, your lovely Asia tour, your plans, your decision, and the situation in Bali and Germany. I'm sure it will inspire a lot of couples who has some hesitation in their minds. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gonja. We have to thank you. Thanks for having us. And yeah, we really hope to inspire people. Guys, just go out and travel the world. It's really not as hard as you may think, and you won't regret it. Thanks you.
Bir şey daha eklemek istiyorum. Bizim gibi çiftlere, tek başına seyahate çıkmak isteyenler çekinmesinler. Instagram üzerinden, Facebook üzerinden, Türkçe olsun, İngilizce olsun bize sorularınızı gönderin. Biz seve seve cevaplarız ve inşallah siz de bizim gibi tatile çıkar ve çok güzel günler geçirirsiniz.
İnşallah. Çok teşekkürler Kadir. O zaman umarım bu videoyu, Nici ve Kadir'le yaptığımız bu videoyu beğenmişsinizdir. Beğendiyseniz lütfen beğen butonuna tıklamayı, soru ve yorumlarınız varsa yoruma bırakmayı ve tabii ki Nici ve Kadir'e bundan sonraki günlerinde şans dilemeyi unutmayın. Dediğim gibi YouTube'dan para kazanmaya başladığıma dair bir video çekmiştim ve bundan sonra da bununla ilgili videolar gelmeye devam edecek. Lütfen onları da kaçırmamak için abone olun ve Nici ve Kadir'in hikayesi gibi ilham veren fakat korona yüzünden sekteye uğramış birçok gezgin hikayesi var. Onları da bu süreçte yine sayfamda yer vermeye çalışıyorum. Onları da kaçırmamak için abone olmayı unutmayın. Bir de sizden ricam, size ilham veren başka gezginler varsa onları da yoruma yazarsanız ben de onlara ulaşıp hikayelerini yine buradan karşınıza getirmeye çalışırım. Abone olmanız, yorumlarınız, beğenileriniz gerçekten beni inanılmaz motive ediyor. Desteğiniz için hepinize çok teşekkür ederim. Sonuna kadar izlediğiniz için hepinize çok teşekkürler. Hoşça kalın.
Hoşça kalın.